Real Madrid just advanced in Copa del Rey, and truly, I don't really even know what to say. I could sit here and be like, "Oh man, yo, I got so much ball knowledge. I told you so." Goulet and ENDRICK, I told you, and then we could jump to the conclusion of this Real Madrid team is one of the most inconsistent teams in football. Then we could jump to the conclusion that Ancelotti needs to go. Then we could jump to the conclusion that ENDRICK is who they say. Like, there's so much we could talk about. I want to start in the beginning. Real Madrid goes up 2-0, all right? They go up 2-0, and Mbappe's looking like prime Mbappe. Mbappe's looking like he's fully found his confidence. He feels like the juices are flowing. Mbappe's looking like Mbappe, right? Mbappe is absolutely cruising. The thing is, Mbappe's goal comes off of what should have been a penalty for Celta Vigo. And I know Real Madrid fans are going to try to argue this one with me and say it's not a penalty. For me, it's a penalty. It's a clear penalty. And I want to show you really quick why I think it's a penalty. This is the Celta Vigo player. This is the Madrid goalkeeper. On the second frame, you're going to see he has the foot. Okay? Now, could there be an inch of contact with the ball? Maybe. Maybe there's an inch of contact with the ball. Maybe he does contact the ball. Maybe. But in my opinion, this is the definition of a penalty. He has the foot completely wrapped up. Even if he does touch the ball, the player can't attempt to re-get to the ball because he's holding his leg. In my opinion, this is a penalty. I know many people will argue it and say it's not a penalty. For me, this is a penalty. Anyways, the penalty's not given. Literally on the exact same play of the ball getting cleared from the penalty box, it lands to Mbappe. Mbappe goes on and scores an absolute banging goal. All right? So it is what it is. You guys argued however you want to argue it. It was so early in the game that if they gave the penalty, I think Madrid still would have had a lot of time to come back. But in my opinion, this is a penalty for Celta Vigo. All right, we got to spit the facts, and the facts are I think it's a pen. Mbappe goes down. He scores. He's looking like the old Mbappe. He's looking like the Mbappe that everyone fell in love with. Right? They're winning 2-0. Mistake from Camavinga. Mistake from the Madrid team that's fallen asleep again around the 80th something minute. And all of a sudden, Celta Vigo make it 2-2. And now a team that is exhausted, a team that is tired, a team that has played many games from the Super Cups to Champions League matches, now you got to go play another 20 minutes because you couldn't keep your composure. You couldn't keep, like up here, it's like this team just falls asleep. It's like they think they're better than they are. It's like, I don't want to be that guy that just sits here and bashes Real Madrid and just constantly but we need to talk about it, bro. We need to talk about it. Because when Real Madrid with Ronaldo and Benzema, bro, do you remember when Ronaldo got booed? And Benzema got booed? These players got booed when they were winning, bro. Like, these players got booed if they just weren't scoring goals. And it's like, I think this team here is being let off the hook way too easily. Because it's Mbappe, because it's Vinny, because it's players that we all love. I think that we're letting them off the hook too easily. Now that Mbappe's starting to step up, other players aren't stepping up. And this defense, I'm going to keep it stacks with you, bro. It's one of the worst defenses I've ever seen play at Real Madrid. This defense actually sucks. And I know there's injuries, and I know there's this, and I know there's that, but you're winning 2-0 against Celta Vigo. By the way, in your stadium, with your fans. And you let 2-2 happen. With like no time left on the clock. 7 minutes left in the game, you allow 2-2. After you pull Mbappe so he can get some rest, you start pulling players. All of a sudden, you slip up and let this happen to a Real Madrid team at home. It just doesn't make sense. But now I want to jump to the next thing that I want to say. Goulet and ENDRICK are being burned. And I understand they're bought for the future. But these players are too damn good to be on the bench. These players are too damn good to not be seeing more playing time. I understand that Mbappe, it's hard to pull Mbappe. You don't want to take Mbappe out the game because Mbappe's Mbappe. But at the end of the day, lads, this ENDRICK kid, when he touches the field, he usually does something with it. The goal he scores to give Real Madrid the lead. And then the goal that he scores to end it. He scores the third goal and the fifth goal. The fifth goal, the first goal, the third goal is a banger. And the fifth goal is a back heel off of a corner. Ball kind of falls to him. He turns around, hits a back heel, and scores a back heel by nutmegging the keeper. The talent in this Brazilian kid is unbelievable. And you got to think, for a player to step in after not playing many minutes, to step in and be able to score a goal like he scored and then a back heel like he scored, that's not very easy to do, especially at that age, right? So it was a place where Real Madrid goes into extra time with now, young players like Goulet and ENDRICK. And guess what? They stepped up. They stepped up. The two players that I've been telling you need more playing time stepped up and got Real Madrid the victory. ENDRICK scores a banger. Seconds later, Valverde scores a banger. A little bit later, ENDRICK puts a back heel, game over, 5-1, sealed GG's, no re. The thing is, you put an extra 20 minutes on your player's legs because you just fell asleep. I don't get it, bro. It's like when you watch Real Madrid, I would love to get a Real Madrid player, a fan, right? A hardcore, one of y'all watching, one of you hardcore Real Madrid fans. I would love to sit down with you with a heart rate monitor on you, right? We got your blood pressure going. We're watching your heart rate. And I would love to watch your heart rate go from the first minute until the end of these Real Madrid games, because you go from being sad to happy to completely pissed off and mad, back to being sad to extremely happy. And then it's like this emotion of roller coaster that human beings shouldn't go through. But that's what this Real Madrid puts you through. It's like they literally give you a heart attack every single game. And then there's games where you have a Barca game where they just don't show up and Barca just completely overpowers them. I don't know what's wrong with these players. I legitimately cannot tell you what's wrong with these players. But the moral to the story is this. They got lucky a penalty wasn't called. They got lucky that they choked a 2-0 lead with 7 minutes left, and they were able to pull it off. They got lucky. They got lucky that Güler and ENDRICK came off the bench so well, because if they didn't come off the bench so well, that could have been an absolute disaster. Pulling Mbappe, pulling your players, having Güler. You're lucky that these players came in well and stood up and stepped up to the task. They got very, 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 very lucky. And the last thing, they got lucky that they had better stam and better fitness than Celta Vigo players. Because had Celta Vigo had legs in them, this game could have been extremely different going down the stretch. Real Madrid need to sort this out, because if Real Madrid want to win a Champions League, matter of fact, let me get this straight to you. If Real Madrid want to make it to the semifinals of the Champions League, you cannot do this. You cannot perform like this. You cannot go into a Champions League and think that if you match a Liverpool or a Bayern Munich or a Barca or anyone like this, that you can defend in this manner. You cannot. You are not going to make the semifinals of a Champions League defending like this, because Real Madrid have an awesome roster, an awesome squad, an awesome team, an awesome starting 11. But the way this team defends is one of the worst defending teams I've ever seen in my life. And I think we can all agree with it. And again, injuries are going to be a thing that we talk about. But guess what, lads? They took injuries last year. Remember that. They lost Courtois. They lost Eder Militao. They lost players last year. And they still went on to do what they did last season. You guys remember it. They were able to cope with the defensive injuries and win stuff. This year, bro, this team is not doing anything with a defense like this, because Barcelona has heavily exposed this defense and teams are continuously heavily exposing this defense. Harry Kane and Bayern Munich will tear that defense up the way it's playing right now. Barca will tear that defense up. Mo Salah will tear that defense up. Arsenal will tear that defense up. There is a lot of teams in Europe right now that will tear that defense up. Now, I don't know if those teams I just said can defend against Real Madrid. Obviously, Barca can. I don't know if other teams around Europe can defend the Mbappe Vinicius Jr. attack. But what I do know is that Real Madrid is going to suffer goals with a defense playing like this against any of those top teams. So Ancelotti better go back to the drawing board. Florentino Perez better do whatever he has to do in this transfer window. I don't care if you got to get players on loan. They better do absolutely something, because this team does not defend well. And you got players like ENDRICK and Güler sitting on the bench when they should be playing, which they are highly valued players. You could put them on loan to help them with their careers. You could sell one if you want to make a ton of money, because these players are so well. You're not going to because you're Madrid. But if money's the problem, you need defenders. You need something defensively. You can't keep going on with this season. And what's blowing my mind is that I know y'all are going to laugh at me, but in a game like this with Celta Vigo, why not put Mendy on the right? Why not put Mendy on the right? Like, I know a lot of y'all are going to be like, well, Skills, like, this is crazy. But at some point, right? At some point, I think that you should try Mendy on the right and have the other one on the left. I think Lucas Vazquez can play right back, But Mendy and Fran Garcia are actual like right backs, left back. They're actual left backs. Why not try one of them on the right and just see if it works? Because clearly something is extremely wrong with this defense. And we all know that how exposed Lucas Vazquez was in the Barca game. I would try one of them on the right. Again, it's not easy to go from left to right, but maybe Mendy can play the right, bro. Maybe Fran Garcia can play the right. Maybe one of them can play the right-hand side. Then you can have Fran Garcia, Asensio, Rudiger, Mendy. Or Mendy, Asensio, Rudiger. Try something, Ancelotti, because this defense is not working. I would try something, even if it's just for 45 minutes, just to see what you get out of these players. I personally would try it. Let me know what you guys think down below. But either way, lads, Real Madrid gets out of here with a 5-2 win over Celta Vigo. Usually it's a happy video, but I'm giving you my honest thoughts, man, my honest opinions. And my honest thoughts and honest opinions is Real Madrid got a little bit lucky on the penalty. Mbappe showed up. Nobody else really did. Camavinga had a huge mistake. ENDRICK was amazing off the bench. Goulart was amazing off the bench. And for those reasons, because of their depth, they were able to get by Celta Vigo. But if you pull that nonsense off against a good team with a good depth, you are going to lose that game. Real Madrid only got lucky today because Celta Vigo ran out of legs and they had better depth than them. Otherwise, Real Madrid could have lost today. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Booyah, we out of here.